Hello, it's Claire here, and I do a full moon meetup normally, but I'm doing a new moon, just a new moon information session quickly, because we've got a new moon in Aquarius, and it was last night, so that happened. So normally, by the way, I summarise 3 astrologers. Dog's barking, sorry about that. But there's 3 astrologers, and I'll just tell you their names and go through the information. So it was at 8:53 p.m. London time, and there's been 3 new moons recently. This one's in Aquarius. The 3 new moons have been in 1 degrees, which is quite interesting because I think it's unusual to have that many new moons at the same position. So it's basically looking at things from a new perspective and welcoming change, because the 1 is very symbolic of that. I'm actually going through Tanya Gabrielle's information at the moment, and Aquarius is the star sign linked to data information. It's actually an air sign. It's about getting rid of clutter. It's about tuning into intuition, adventure and freedom, and the energy is moving forward. So Uranus stations direct, which means it starts moving again 22nd. So basically we're really becoming clearer, and there's going to be more movement. And there will be 3 months of no retrogrades. That's what she's saying. So I'm just looking at my notes here. And we've got Mars went actually direct on the 12th, meaning it started moving out of retrograde of January. Mercury was moving on the 18th, and Uranus on the 22nd, and we've got the new moon yesterday. So the Uranus is now not retrograde from today. So there have been a lot of slowing down, and the energy has been more reflective. I think it is actually a more inner reflective year. It's actually the new Chinese year and the new lunar year. So that is of the year of the rabbit, which is a bit soft and fluffier than some of the other animals that have been represented by the new years prior to that. So Tanya's talking about the age of awakening and connections, future, humanitarian future. It's linked with Aquarius is as well linked, I think, in with eccentricity, excitement, freedom and genius, and friends and networking. So looking at like-minded communities and conjunct with Pluto. And Pluto moves into Aquarius from Capricorn March the 23rd. So much going on at the moment and so much moving. And it's actually still in Capricorn, but it kind of can make a lot of big waves, she's saying, really, to the status quo before it moves. It's about career, leadership, rulers of the day, government, and Pluto has dismantled much of what you've seen as being linked with Pluto, apparently, which is good at changing things and major upheavals, and there could be more major upheavals and a major climax, so watch out for that. And Aquarius is about being present and being creative, so being in the now and present, and we can manifest things in the now as well. So the new moon sextile to Jupiter, and Jupiter is linked in with a healthy lifestyle, joy, expansion, negotiations, optimism, and about justice, I think. And it's in Aries and another fire sign, and Mars rules it, so linked in with passion and fire. And Venus is also active, and Saturn is leaving Aquarius, but Venus is close by, and it says hello. So she talks about pleasure, beauty, abundance, and going back to the heart, because Venus is very linked in with those things. And she's talking about all the planets direct, and the new moon January 21st, yesterday, and Uranus today is direct. So listen to your inner inspiration, she talks about, and the 22nd bridges us into 2023 with peace, stability, and being grounded. And 2023, if you like, kind of 2 and 3 add up to 5 in numerology, and that's like a faster number. So it's about moving, communication, exploring, and freedom. And when all the planets go direct, things will unblock in theory. So let's see what happens. And also, when you looked at the chart, which they were showing, both astrologers showed all the things were going on the right hand side. So it's quite interesting. And she also talked about going uncovering no stone unturned, because don't leave anything behind, because at the end of 2024 and 25 there will be a huge shift and a change of the planets in the signs, really, really unusual. And 2023 is like a precursor to that. So we're meant to be looking at stuff to really uncover and examine and see what we need to do with it now. So set intentions consciously as well, and the universe can bring full experience for the highest good. And stay grounded, because you may feel pulled in many directions. Make sure you're aligned with the exciting energy, but don't overextend. And January started slow with Mars, Mercury retrograde, and now we're getting kind of called to things and more action. So, but ground, breathe, be in nature, and clear, and set clear intentions. So you're kind of aligned. And then January 22nd, we've already mentioned, but Venus conjunct with Saturn. So this is interesting and nice for a lot of people, because it brings about true love, committed love, and caring, and more commitment in relationships, and for emotional needs, more caring emotional needs for people. So hopefully greater, more committed connections for people, and romance and things, and using imagination in a structured way. So more serious for secure, long-lasting connections, more kind of serious ones happening, hopefully. April 21st, she talks about Mercury retrograde, 15 degrees of Taurus, and January 2nd, Uranus direct, 14 degrees of Taurus. So there's like 1 degree between that, and kind of a key for Taurus, very powerful shifting. 14 is the media number, lots revealed, communication channels, and awakening. And 2023 is a great awakening number. So Taurus is about wanting your own values. And what are those values? It's about wealth as well, but in what way is it? What way can we be wealthy? Abundance. What does abundance mean to us? And what is current? What is current and currency, because it actually links to currency and money as well. But what does that mean? So Mercury as well is very important, and she thinks like lots going on to do with action, but try to stay neutral on it, and don't take revelations that come up too personally. And April 21st, Mercury is 15 degrees of Taurus retrograde, so, and that's just after the equinox. But and she talks about 15 being a spiritual alchemist number. It boils down to 6, which looks sort of linked with love, responsibility, abundance, and feeling fulfilled with magic. And then I'm on to Pam Gregory. Gosh, I've done 8 minutes already. But she talks about as well watershed moment. At the end of 23, we will live in a different place, and the old order has collapsed, and Pluto moves from Capricorn. So the energy is stronger the second half of January. So Mars stationary direct, 11th to 12th. So it starts moving again, a more warlike feeling. Jupiter moves via Aries, aggressive assertiveness, stay in peace. That was round like earlier in the month. 14th of Jan, Sun conjunct Pluto, issues repower, government, personal. 18th, it's raised, Mercury goes direct again, so it's moving in again. And 22nd, Uranus stationary direct, 15 degrees of Taurus, like today. So And the supermoon, Uranus could express very shocking events around this time. So truth showing, and either side of that day yesterday as well, like a few days either side. So just as the other astrologer said, stay neutral as you can, go to a higher level and observe from there. And she talks about Uranus ruling Aquarius and being a maverick and revolutionary, and so pacey, momentum energy, and yeah, supermoon close to the planet, so the moon pull is greater because, and it's a supermoon. So and this is the third new moon of 5, which is 1 degrees of a sign. So that's quite interesting. And 1 is like the, you know, starting afresh type feeling. And you've got, what else is she saying? Pluto, Sun, Moon conjunction, lots of emotional energy. I definitely felt that last night. I couldn't sleep well. I was really feeling emotional, a lot coming up, processing it. Intensity as well. Autonomy, independence are important. And Pluto has a long, slow orbit as it moves through the last few degrees. And it's kind of stronger as it gets towards the last part of its journey. So it's and she's talking about, she kind of loses me sometimes, it's so detailed, but about we're co-creators and it's the last chance for structure, and it you know, it's hanging on to structure, but it will have to change because it's going towards Aquarius and the new structure. So we're getting the last dregs of transparency and integrity showing up in a sort of rather, you know, definite way. And you've got a greater sense of our purpose and contributing to community. And that word keeps coming up, doesn't it, as well? And then she says it's a very pivotal year, looking at what we're building, staying in peace and gratitude, and also a sense of the sacred and divine is being felt, like in line with how the ancients used to live their life and the shamanic sort of people. So she also talked about Mars Gemini impacting the USA and that will ripple around the world. Lots of agitation, Mars and Gemini, and social media activity as well. And Mercury involved a lot with the Mars, Sun, Moon trine activation. That's very much linked with social media. Gemini links with social media, I think. And Venus Saturn conjunction, she talked about control and pragmatism on that, and also about the central bank. That's been spoken about a lot, but that could develop as well. And feistiness around the 27th, because the moon is conjunct with Aries, which is a feisty old sign. Uranus ruling Aquarius moved beyond the stuckness and stay in peace, love and calm, not fear. And that's very important. And she used an egg analogy as being like the old egg is the old ways of doing things, and then that's developing the chick. And once the chick comes along, which is new earth and the new ways of doing things, then the old ways collapse and it's no longer needed, just like an eggshell. And then very quickly I'm on to Braca Goldsmith. And she talked very much, well, she mentioned that the full moon on 6th of February will be in Leo, and she's very linked in with the love that comes with Leo. So she's mentioning that. And she's talking about a higher frequency for the new paradigm. So choose love, connection, responsibility, community, friendship, creativity, harmony, success, calm and peace. Things that were suggested on her webinar thing, actually. And Aquarius is the water bearer, but it is an air sign. And we work with Saturn and Uranus are linked with Aquarius. Saturn's the old ruler, Aquarius. Uranus is the new ruler. And Saturn rules boundaries, so reach newer, higher frequencies and go away from the suffering and heavy frequencies and develop the ability to change frequency. There's certain things we can do, like use singing, music, meditation, breath, dance, toning, art, showering, swimming, water, your aura cleanse, oil baths, better food and things. I've just joined I'm doing dance and I've just joined a choir, and it really does feel very uplifting. And as we move to the new earth, so we use those sorts of things to help us. And also she mentioned where there's any allowing of an authority figure, don't just allow that. Start questioning it really clearly, because it's now time for us to make our rules and to be really clear about those, and to move away from lots of chemicals, more working in the air and with space. So I'm at 14 minutes. So I think that's just about summarised all of it, really. And not forgetting that full moon on the 6th of Feb will be in Leo, the heart. So we'll be doing a full moon meetup then. So that's it for now. Happy new Chinese year as well, the year of the rabbit, which is great, and happy new moon. Bye.